Welcome, everyone. Today it is time to get our life because I am conversing with Linda L. Eubanks, an executive life coach and organizational consultant. It is a fact that being organized can lead to significant stress reduction. A study conducted by Princeton University Neuroscience Institute found that physical clutter in your surroundings competes for your attention, resulting in decreased performance and increased stress. Welcome, Linda.
Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Deidre. How are you doing today?
I am well, and thank you for being here. So, we're going to get into some questions so that we can all declutter and get the chaos out of our lives. So, can you share your journey to becoming an executive life coach and what inspired you to pursue this career?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I've always been an organized person. I'm a military brat. So my dad was definitely, when it comes to creating order, he was that man.
Okay.
And so organization has always pretty much have been a part of my life. The one thing that's happened was that really affected me was the fact that I had to use my organizational skills after I had got a divorce and I ended up homeless. So one day I sat on the floor and with a $97 composition book from Target, and I had to reorganize my whole life. So I had to look at those skills and change my whole life, declutter things, see what I wanted, putting my finances in order, putting my health in order. So when it comes to putting like your whole house in order, I had to do that within a small amount of time frame just to get clarity in order for me to move forward with my life. So it's been that I've applied it to my professional life. I've been promoted and had a really great business career. So those skills definitely transfer over.
Wow, what an amazing story from somewhat of a, unfortunately a divorce, but how you turned that into something positive for you and you're
Mhm.
growing at it. So thank you for sharing that.
You're
So,
welcome.
what are some of the common challenges you see clients face and how do you help them overcome these?
Oh my goodness. When it comes to challenges, I think it's the fear of delegating when it comes to getting things in order. Delegating is a very powerful thing, but it can also be a very freeing thing for women. And one thing I've noticed when working with women is that delegating, we want to hold on to so much. And it's like, no, just let it go. Let
Mhm.
someone else who has the skills to do it for you so that it alleviates stress. You don't have to be overwhelmed. Let it go or delegate it to someone else who may be able to actually do it better than what you're doing. So that's one of the things that I believe is one of the biggest challenges that women are having when it comes to getting organized.
Right, getting rid of stuff. I think Erica Badu said it best. Okay,
Hmm.
release some of those bags. Get rid of
Leave
some of
those
that.
bags behind. Drop the
Right,
luggage.
right.
Let it be, because you'll be able to go so much further in life. You know, when you just drop all the baggage, let it go, let someone else handle it, and you'll be able to really focus on what you really want on life, which is you and whatever your purpose is.
Most definitely. And that's mentally and physically. So thank you.
Yes.
All right. So, how does organizational coaching differ from traditional life coaching?
Well, when it comes to life coaching, admit it's so broad, as many may say, because there's so many coaches out there. But when due to my skill set and my gift of organization, it really hones on really understanding what your habits are, what are the routines that you have to do when it comes to delegating, and then I also threw in like knowing who you are as a woman, because in order for you to know who you are as a woman, then it's going to be easier for you to get organized because you're not taking on other people's stuff physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You'll be able to declutter all that stuff. So that's the reason why I chose when it comes to organizational life coaching, is that we really want to hone in on those things, because if once you get those things, then everything else will just fall in line.
Excellent. Excellent. So, what are the top three tips for someone looking to improve their organizational skills?
Oh my gosh. Don't purchase the binders and the bins so quickly. We want to go to like the pretty part of organization, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But I think you have to not look at the bins and the pretty YouTube and the TikToks and all those really videos of how beautiful things look, because you have to be able to get systems in place. You have to be able to create a sense of order and what you really want in those particular spaces. So one of those things, that's one of the best things I would tell for women not to do. Don't look at the end result. Look at where you are right now. And then you'll be able to kind of move forward. Because one thing that I've noticed is that when it comes to the bins and the beautiful parts of it, your household, your spiritual household, your physical household, who you are as a woman, that all depends on you. And when you're able to get that, you're able to understand that you may not like the colors that people say. You may not want the bins in your house. You may want something that's totally different than what the society's norm may be. I love white. I think it's beautiful, but depending on who are, some people like bursts of colors and reds and yellows and blues. And then that's when you're able to understand how to get things organized in your house, because it all reverts back to you.
Yes, yes. So, can you provide an example of a success story where organizational coaching made a significant impact on someone's professional life?
Oh man, professional life. I did a post the other day, and her name was Monica. She was one of my clients. And oh my, her story was absolutely amazing. She signed on as a client. She had like piles of papers that were everywhere, notebooks. She had cords everywhere and all these little knickknacks. And so her space reflected her inner chaos, because remember, things that are happening outside is also an example of what's happening on the inside of us. And so her inner chaos, she was overwhelmed, she was burnt out, and just actually dealing with her, she was just like, I need to become the CEO of my life. So we gradually just started taking piece by piece, and we understood what she wanted. We decluttered her whole home. We did her computer, everything, and what she wanted in her professional life, because she wanted to get promoted, but she needed the additional skills in order to do so. But to get the additional skills, we had to organize her time and see what was wasted and where she could spend the time in order for her to get the skills to get her promoted. So she ended up getting promoted, and we were so excited about it because she understood the use of her time. She tapped into someone else getting the knowledge that she needed. She applied it to her day-to-day job, and her manager found out about it. And boom, there she was. She was promoted. She's happy. She's making more money. She met a man, I just found out recently. So we're excited about that too. So organization just runs totally through your personal life and your professional life, and I love it.
Oh, I do too. Okay. All right. Now, how can working people, the average person, balance their demanding work schedule with their personal lives? Because sometimes that's a lot. You're running kids to soccer practice, or, you got a lot going on. You're working overtime and things get a little chaotic at the house. So, how can we put some balance in our lives so that we can
Oh,
have a personal life and enjoy life?
you have to learn to leave work at work, and it's hard. It's hard. I've been there where I've taken work home, but you have to leave work at work, and it's really hard to be able to disconnect that time, because what happens is that you start to feel empty, because so much of our professional life is who we are as a person. And then you forget about your personal life because you're bringing that also home. So being able to say, hey, I'm unplugging at 5 o'clock, and at this point, I'm strictly at home. And if you do work at home, have a separate space area, shut it off, put the laptop down, turn the tablet off. So that way you're able to focus on what's important at home, get outside, be able to, go to different places with your friends, tap into your friend groups, your support group, but definitely have to learn to leave work at work. It's hard and it's challenging at first, but once you'll be able to start to phase that out, you'll see that life prioritization and understanding work-life balance for everyone, it's a whole lot easier to attain, and you'll be able to align yourself and learn more about yourself too.
Yes, very good advice. So, what role does mindset play in achieving professional and personal organization?
Oh, mindset is everything. If your mind is not in the right place, I can tell you things will not usually go the way that you want it to go. So you have to have a lot of mental fortitude. But the one thing you have to have is the mental capacity in order for you to first unlearn and then relearn new routines, new mindsets that you're going to need for your lifestyle. And then you have to be able to implement them every single day to build the habits and the routines that you do need in order for you to be successful with being organized in life. So mindset plays a very important part of it. So make sure you do have the capacity when you're going into it. And if not, then we'll build you there to get the capacity to get organized and really unlearn, learn, and implement things.
All right. And do you subscribe to that? It takes, what is it, 2 weeks or some odd days to unlearn a bad habit?
Yes, it does. Usually my programs are like 30, usually maybe like 3 months, because you have to be able to unlearn things 30 days, create a whole new habit, which takes another 30, and then really implement it to see the results in an additional 30 days. So I do subscribe to that. It works perfectly if you're willing to do it consistently.
Got it. All right. Now, what is the funniest or most unexpected organizational challenge you've encountered with a client?
Oh my God, I had the best time during this organizational process. It was hilarious from the jump start because even during we were having like our virtual meeting, getting my services, and her son kept poking up, on the side. And the funniest thing that happened was that during this organizational process, he kept looking at his mom. He was like, "Mom, you can't tell me that I need to get organized and you're not getting organized." And I was like, "Oh my God," from the mouth of babes, So he just kept honing in on his mom. "Hey, mom, you got this. Hey, mom, you got this." He kept looking at her throughout the whole process and reminding her that she too needs to make sure that she's organized, and telling him to make up his bed and pick up his toys, and that she's doing the same thing too. So it was a great time. It was one of the best services that I've had so far.
I love that because children are always watching and they want us to practice what we preach. So we have to be the examples, especially when it comes to organization.
Oh
All
yes.
right. So, how do you help clients prioritize their tasks and responsibilities effectively?
Effectively when it comes to that. Understanding the price of time. Your time is priceless, and how you spend it is going to be the most rewarding thing when it comes to your life. So when it comes to that, you have to understand what your time is, how you're going to use it, and who you're going to use it on. That's the main thing, is who are you going to use it on? Are you going to use your time to really hone in on the things that you want and get them put in order? Or are you just going to waste time and, just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and not getting anywhere? So that's one of the best things that I can tell anyone to do, is that understanding your price of time and how valuable it is, and make sure that you're using it wisely.
Most definitely. All right. What piece of unconventional advice do you give to your clients and that they find surprisingly effective?
Ugh. Overcome being a people pleaser. This one is huge, and it runs deep into everyone's lives, because I know I've been there too. I've been a people pleaser. I want to make sure everyone's happy. But once you learn to overcome a people pleaser, then we have the tendency, we take it on people's thoughts, their values, and the things of making other people happy. So then people are left, sorting through other people's stuff that's not in alignment with who they are. So once you overcome the process of being a people pleaser, then things do work smoothly. But people pleaser also has to be having the ability and the confidence to say no, or not right now, or maybe not at this time. And it may be a little bit uncomfortable at first, but like everything in life, like once you get used to doing it, then you'll feel yourself getting more stronger, more confident, and then you'll be able to have more time for yourself or your family or whoever that you want to spend your time with. So overcoming being a people pleaser, it's unconventional, but it works.
Outstanding that you say that, time is so valuable and how we spend it is everything. So, can you share some simple yet effective strategies for managing time better?
Oh man, managing your time. Oh goodness. When it comes to managing your time, is understand what you're going to use it for. What is wasting your time? That's one of the biggest things. And really, like I just stated previously, is just really understand the price of what time is. But when it comes to the type of prioritizing, know who you are, know what you want, and be able to really streamline that until that you're able to get the results that you want.
Well, I am so glad that you're spending time with me today, because I feel like this information is going to help so many, including myself. So, Linda, in your experience, what are the most common organizational pitfalls that clients fall into?
Oh man, the pitfalls that we fall into. One thing I want to say is that there's unorganized notes and data. We are such a data-driven economy. I mean, everything is data. We're on all the social media networks, and everything is just through there. You can scroll for years and get all this information. But if the information is not organized in a centralized place, then at that point it's just there. Because you have to be able to have your data or your information in a place that you're able to use it daily and implement it. If not, we're just wasted. The other day on Facebook, I do a random decluttering post, and I'll keep a declutter your purse real quick, and then drop your comments in there, and if you've done it. And people are like, "Oh my God, wait a minute!" I did a Facebook post. All those saved things that we have in our phones, all them screenshots that we have, declutter them, get rid of them, because it's just information that's just sitting there and it may not be implemented, and it's just wasting time and space.
Most definitely. I'm guilty. I have over 5,000 photos and I try to go through them and clean them out. 11,000 emails. So yes. All right. So let me ask you, how do you stay organized and on top of your own busy schedule?
I have a very clear understanding of who I am and what my purpose is, which is very important. So that way I'm running into anyone else's lane, as I may say. So I know my purpose is to really help everyone get organized, make sure that they have a purposeful life and they have a really good, fulfilling life. So knowing who I am, it allows me the opportunity to say no to different things that may not align with who I am. And that allows me to really be able to tailor my schedule to the way that I want to be able to go to North Carolina when I want to visit my parents, or just go on to any vacation that I want to. So that's what keeps me in alignment. Lots of post-it notes that do tell me different things because I have my own routines too. I practice what I preach. So if that's how I be able to tame my schedule, is being able to know who I am, what aligns and what does not align. And if it doesn't, then at the point either I can, forward it on to someone else who'll be maybe a better fit, or at that point, then we're just like, okay, then here we are. So that's what I did for my schedule.
All right. If you could give only one piece of advice to someone struggling to get organized, what would it be?
I would say to just breathe,
Yes.
just breathe. This process can change your whole life. And sometimes you have a tendency when you're in chaos that you're not breathing. You hold on to it. Your tongue gets to the roof of your mouth, or you're clenching your teeth so hard because you're going through so much. But if you just learn to just breathe through every action that you're doing, then you're like, okay, you have that sense of relaxation. You're able to get some clarity, and then you're able to move on and complete it, not put a comma where it is. You're able to complete it with a period and then move forward.
Very good advice. Well, I want to thank you, Linda, for sharing this information and for helping keep, your clients and giving us these tips to keep our lives less
Thank you.
chaotic. I will definitely be sharing your website in the comments. So
Appreciate it.
please seek Linda out. We all want to give that time back to our families and back to ourselves. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity. And for everyone out there, hey, life is all about purpose, and let's get it organized.
Most definitely. Remember, self love is sexy. Be selfish in your love for self and selfless in your love for others. If you enjoyed this video, like it. If you found it useful and want to see more, subscribe. If it pertains to someone you know, share it. And if you have an opinion, leave a comment. A conscious heart will do all four. Thank you.